Is this thing on?
Woo! Not safe for work.
Pull a Tights podcast! Is it?
Double fist hammer smash.
I predict somebody wins and nobody gives a fuck.
What is this schlick term?
Shut up! What a bunch of fat bastards.
Yeah.
We may have crossed the line.
All right, I am Matt Tornado. Ed is a piece of shit. Johnny Danger.
I watched for like 5 more seconds. Let's shut the door!
The best tag team since the Jacques Brothers.
Thunder and fucking lightning.
The Josher. What, you guys not like trains or?
Green dog.
I am the macaroni machine of the Ukraine.
Woo! Danger! Yeah! Happy Valentine's Day. Did you get me a Valentine?
Not yet.
I did not. Not yet.
What a dick move.
Day's not over.
So should I expect a gift or not? Don't fuck with me. Welcome to the Pull Tights podcast. I am Matthew Tornado. It is Valentine's Day. Did you guys get all your significant others a gift of sorts? Green Dog, did you buy your hand something?
Looking at you guys.
Nope. Short
I did
answer.
get a bunch of Valentines from my class, though.
Oh, that's sweet. From your 40-year-old children.
That's classy.
Yeah.
Pedo.
Jesus.
The Billy Madison when they get the Valentines out. P.S. I'm horny.
So the Josher had a sweet spread of tortilla chips and salsa when I came in for his Valentine's Day dinner.
Peach candle lit.
No candles.
Fireplace on. Sweet love by the fire.
With tortilla and salsa.
What did you assholes do?
I didn't do anything. What about a washer and dryer today?
You get it. You're doing well.
It's a big day for me. To my right is the Danger Zone. Together we form the greatest tag team since the Hardy Boys. Huh?
We haven't used him yet, huh?
Huh?
Oh, that's impressive.
I expected more out of you. I'm not going to lie to you. Woo! Thank you. You're really going to need to pick your energy up tonight, Danger. How was your week? Oh, it's been 2 weeks. We haven't talked. I think I've seen you a couple times, but not on air, which is what matters.
I'm just still reeling from Daniel Bryan's retirement.
Yeah?
You know?
Do you think that's legit, or do you think it's bullshit?
Oh, it's definitely legit.
You think so? Mm-hmm. I don't know. He still wants to wrestle, from what I understand.
Yeah, but they're basically saving his life, I think, by not letting him fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean, he could wrestle, but he'll be fucked up probably, especially the way he wrestles.
Thanks a lot, concussion movie.
Will Smith does it again.
Yeah.
It's all the concussion movie's fault.
It plays a pretty big role.
Will Smith ruins everything.
Not the massive amount of blunt force trauma to his head.
Have you seen these pictures of Jaden Smith dressing like a chick?
Who's Jaden Smith? Should I know this person?
That's Will Smith's son.
Oh, okay.
Is he the one that whipped his hair back and forth?
No, that actually was his daughter.
Oh, okay.
She's okay to dress like a chick, I think.
Oh. So he's gay, obviously.
Hey, what are you getting at here?
Oh, because you dress like a lady, you're gay? Yeah. I disagree.
The voice you hear is special guest tonight, the J-Dog.
Yeah.
Voice of the Pioneer Panthers.
What up?
Thanks for joining us tonight, J-Dog.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
This is the highlight of your life, is it not?
It was. I'm a fan, so to be here, it's fantastic.
You're a fan?
Oh, hell yeah.
Who do you like the most? Do you want an autograph from me? I'll sign your face later on.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah.
Possibly with my semen.
No, you got your sweet, got my own office, so I turn on the computer and
Yeah.
don't do any work.
He works for the government, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome.
All the dots are being connected.
There we go.
Thanks for being here tonight, J-Dog.
Thanks,
Feel free to chime in, whatever.
Yeah.
We have a lot of classy talk in this podcast.
Hell yeah.
Catty Corner is a Josher. Still loving that train bit.
Oh, yeah.
Still loving it. As the intro was going on, the Josher was asking if that had been removed.
And it still hasn't. I'd expect nothing less, I guess.
Been
But
working hard on it.
How's the sizzle reels coming along?
Oh, fuck.
yeah, you whet our appetite with this amazing sizzle.
I'm having
reel.
trouble getting the faces on the people now.
Why?
They're all coming off like dark and fucked up. I don't know. It might be
Do I need to send another picture?
Yeah, you do actually. 'Cause yours is the worst.
Why?
Yours is under yellow light and orange light, so your face is like you're just fucked up every time.
Wasn't that professionally done?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Damn right.
I mean,
I guess I'll call the photographer back over.
yeah. Need Nancy to light you.
So how's your 2 weeks been, Josher?
I've been good. Good 2 weeks.
Did you, besides the tortilla chips, did you have a good Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it's a little rough morning.
Yeah?
Late night last night.
Oh.
And as it's been noted handily on the podcast, I can't handle my booze.
I think it's just been noted in general.
We can tell that by your hairdo today.
We didn't need the podcast to establish that.
So yeah, I wasn't feeling that great in the morning, but I'm feeling fantastic.
powered
now.
through?
I think I'm going to have me a beer in a little bit.
Well, look at him. We're all real proud of you, Josher.
Thank you.
To my left is the Green Dog, J&G, Jacob Athena Green. What's going on?
No, nothing.
Did you watch the All-Star game last night? Oh, you were with me, so no, you
No.
did not.
I didn't.
Well, actually, we're watching the All-Star game tonight. The festivities
Yeah.
were last night.
Right, no. I didn't see any of that.
The fun shit last night.
Right. No one gives a fuck about
All-Star
this game.
game's fucking boring.
I watched Friday, and as the celebrity game was going on.
Who was in the celebrity game? Anybody have
so
any?
they put Canada versus the United States,
Oh.
celebrities versus each other. Well, when they put the starting five out for Canada and didn't have Bryan Adams in it.
Who do they have?
I
The whole
turned it off.
all of Nickelback?
No, Nickelback. That's Drake.
Yeah, that had to be it. Who else?
That's the only black
For
Canadian.
some-
You're
for
playing
some-
basketball. You
For
need
some
it.
reason, Tracy McGrady was on the Canadian team.
He was.
That seems a little unfair.
It's probably been there
He
once.
was a judge in the dunk contest too.
Is he really a celebrity though?
He got a huge ovation.
T-Mac?
Who are we talking about? We're talking about Tracy
He
McGrady.
got, he got a huge pop.
Yeah.
Pop. He's still quite over with the crowd.
All right.
No, I mean, they made it all about Kevin Hart, of course.
Oh, God. What was he doing?
Oh no, shit. He was all over the goddamn All-Star weekend.
He was
Running through
coaching
fucking
the
people's
American
legs.
team for a while, and then when they fell behind, he went into the locker room and suited up. Of course, he came out and couldn't
Bobby
do
Boucher
anything.
style?
He's-
That guy's starting to get oversaturated. He needs to pull it back in a little bit.
yeah,
Was he in 50 Shades of Black?
As has been well documented on this podcast, I will not see that movie and have not seen
I
that.
think we all need to go see it and then podcast immediately after. Our
That's a-
first special movie episode.
I think we should podcast during so we can ruin everybody else's environment around us.
Well, I'm sure everybody else will be doing that.
Okay. All right.
Beginning of the movie. Check.
I bet when they saw us bringing in the microphones and all the equipment, they wouldn't be like,
Yeah, this
"What
don't
are
seem
these guys
strange.
doing?"
It's fine.
We're going to watch 50 Shades of Black.
We just look at him and say, no, we're for the school. We're here for the school. That's it. Just
We're clearly 35-year-old men.
the school. Just tell them the school and keep moving. They won't question it.
I'm pretty sure they're going to question
They'll
it.
go, wait, isn't that Jay Green? Okay. He's got credit
Yeah.
at this school.
I get that a lot.
It's cool. So you were not happy that Bryan Adams did not make an appearance at the All-Star Celebrity All-Star game.
Right.
probably-
Who else is a celebrity? I mean,
Probably safe to say that a lot of people weren't happy about that.
Well,
Isn't Celine Dion Canadian?
yeah.
She out there balling?
No.
That's who we should be in an uproar about. You're pissed about
Right.
Bryan Adams. Where the hell was Celine?
I think that you're the only one upset about that, J-Dog.
I'm pretty upset. I was just having a discussion with a buddy of mine the other day. I think she'd make a good wife for me.
Well, her husband just died.
Yeah, I mean, she lives in Vegas, has a bunch
loaded.
of money that, she could just give me.
But you know what? She sounds
She has
like
a
a pretty
great
good wife for me.
And me.
That's right. Move to Utah.
Take us all in.
She has a singing voice that gives me an
An
erection. So,
In fairness, what doesn't
Till
give you
she
an
hears
erection?
yours.
so pretty much, she hits everything on my checklist.
That's a pretty tough checklist.
Yeah, it's very long.
Scarves is not on.
Yeah, he's not a fan of scarves, and we learned last night. Why don't you like scarves on a woman?
Is it all scarves or just the infinity
No,
scarf?
I don't mind if they wear the scarf like out, But when they keep
scarf.
it,
See, I thought he said scars.
I know. I thought you were talking about scars. Like, God
Where is this scar we were talking about here?
I don't like it when they're indoors and they have the big scarf on. I feel like they're hiding something.
What could they possibly be?
I don't trust him.
Exactly.
I mean, what's the worst case scenario which takes that scarf off?
I don't know. I just don't
No
like
neck.
it. Well, that's what I mean. She isn't going to take it off. I don't know why.
You think it's supporting her head to her body?
I don't know.
I think they're
But
fashion
that's
statements.
Josh kind of. There was an attractive woman at the bar last night, and he says, "Oh, get a look at this chick," And I said, "Yeah," but she had on a scarf. And I
Immediately
said,
disgusted.
Yeah, I said, "I don't go for chicks that wear scarves."
She was
to be honest-
them down though. and You were impressed with that.
To be honest, Josh was probably wearing his scarf too. So
Josh didn't have a shirt on.
just a scarf.
Yes.
That's how we roll.
It's been since the last time we podcast. The Super Bowl has happened. Danger Zone. Look at me.
Who's talking?
Peyton Manning got a second ring. A lot of talk that maybe Peyton Manning could be considered the greatest quarterback of all time.
They'd be wrong.
A lot of talk about how disgusted Eli Manning was.
Oh my God, that was great.
With him winning it. You guys see the late night shows and
I haven't seen it. I saw the clip that when he was
Fallon
disgusted.
Manning.
Yeah, of him winning the Super Bowl and him just fucking completely emotionless. What the fuck? What a psychopath. First sign of a psychopath.
What? No emotions?
He was no emotionless, just
Oh, we don't. I should have brought the
Well,
goddamn GoPro over to
Yeah.
his
That's
face.
a priceless face.
oh my God, that's my Eli.
Well,
First Nation King.
you know what that was about.
I can't wait to hear what it's about.
That's the only thing that Eli has over him. Is that what you're going to say? Or?
No,
Not even close.
Eli's Peyton's dealer.
Oh, okay. I knew. Are you aware of this, J-Dog?
They ran out of Budweiser in the suite. He was
He's-
pissed.
No. Have you heard his story? Do you,
short on
No,
it.
I got it. Is this the HGH or what? What are we
No,
talking
no,
about?
no.
Okay.
Green Dog claims that he ran into Peyton Manning at a restroom one time, snorting cocaine off another man's erect penis while wearing his own jersey.
Yes, this
Wow.
obviously happened.
He will go to his grave stating that he saw this.
Hey, do you not wear
Well,
your
I mean,
mowing
this-
crew jersey out?
I could live to 105 and not have the life that fucking Jake Green has had. Amazing.
I mean,
Amazing.
I was fully prepared to come on today and give Peyton Manning his due, but I can't do it.
Well, okay, how is Eli Manning his dealer? How does this come full circle? What? Give me how you got to came to this wild conclusion.
Eli Manning
obviously
is running a cocaine ring.
Why is that obvious? I don't think it's
Pretty obvious to everybody.
I'm starting to see it.
Him and OC meeting, whatever that guy's last name is. When he blew his hand off, that was just a front
All
for the
right.
cocaine. How do you think his hand got
We need to
blown
move
off?
on.
'Cause I was
8-ball and firecrackers.
So, Danger, you clearly don't think that Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback ever. Do you think he's in the discussion?
You could.
Top three?
Well, this guy
Put him
has a
in there.
man crush on Tom Brady. He's never going to say Manning's the greatest.
I mean, I wouldn't say I love him.
Did you send him a Valentine?
I can't answer that.
He blocked me. It didn't go through.
No. What was the question?
Got him distracted
doing
on
over
Tom
here?
Brady.
I don't know what's happening. Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him.
All right. No. What do you think he lands in on the? What do you think his legacy is as a professional quarterback?
I'd say he's definitely in the discussion. I mean, probably maybe.
You can put anyone in the discussion.
Well, I would
Not
throw
anyone.
him in terms of a real serious discussion. A handful, top 5 people. I'd
I
throw
think he
Peyton Manning in
starts.
top 5
Well,
discussion.
yeah, I think he starts to slip into the top 5. He's not at Brady or Montana level.
Why? What?
Is he at Brett
what-
Favre level?
Yeah,
That's
I
who
think
I would put
he's I
above
think-
him is Brady and Montana.
I think Elway and him are, toss up. You could.
J Dog, what do you think?
I don't know. I think what sells is the kind of guy Peyton Manning is.
He's
You know
being
what I mean?
sued by Tennessee right now for
Well, yeah, but
women in sex.
probably-
He's, obviously crackhead. Andy teabags women.
Wait a second. I never said anything about crack.
Once again, isn't
He's a-
cocaine crack?
Yeah, it's
Well,
Finally get into this.
you have
Hey,
to
dog, you're a
make
rock
into
star.
crack. You have to make cocaine into crack. It's not automatically crack.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
No, I think. Well, I'm biased. Being an Indianapolis Colts fan and being here, that's.
Yeah.
You think Peyton Manning's great, which he is a great quarterback. But the argument's always been the playoffs. He never got it done. Yeah, of course he does
Right.
have 2 Super Bowl rings, so that that kind of
With
shoots
2
me in the
separate
foot.
teams.
But I'm just saying, he's been there how many times, and
Right.
we've seen it year after year.
I think Manning's probably the 3rd best quarterback of all time. Now, I think that you can make an argument that he could be the best quarterback of all time. I mean, he beat Tom Brady a lot after like 2006, almost every year in the playoffs. That's pretty accurate, isn't it?
yeah, but so what? I mean, what's your point?
Tom Brady really hasn't done shit. He won
Chad Pennington beat Peyton Manning a lot way back in the day.
Well, right.
Did
So
does
Tom
that
Brady
make
win
him
the Super
better
Bowl
than-
last year?
Well, you're right, but I mean,
Right,
he won it last year. But I mean, he really hasn't.
That's my biggest problem too.
He's
with
only
Peyton
been the
Manning.
best like what
If
4
I-
or 5 times.
if I
Right?
li-
Yeah. What a piece of shit.
If I listed off the quarterbacks that he's lost to in the playoffs when he was favored to win those games,
Right.
Mark Sanchez.
which means he choked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling almost.
What
Right.
about if you're going to put Manning up there? What about Jim Kelly? I mean, he choked all the time too. Is he not one of the
Nobody's
great?
talking about
Oh no,
Jim
he's
Kelly.
not. He's probably no. He's not in the conversation.
No, I'm saying he. God damn it! I'm saying he's one that choked all the time, but he was always there.
About
Yeah.
Stan Humphries,
Right. What
That's
about
the, you bite your tongue on Stan Humphries.
Piece of shit.
him and Rick Meyer. Those are my boys.
Oh, so we're going to compare Rick Meyer to Jim
Yeah,
Kelly.
we're gonna start naming old quarterbacks.
I mean, Manning's got an over 500 record in the playoffs now. He's got 2 rings. He's been in the Super Bowl 4 times. He owns every record known to man as a quarterback.
Did you say he's over 500 now in the playoffs?
Yes.
What's Tom Brady in the playoffs?
I don't know.
He's got to be like 95%.
He had a good start when he. But that's another argument too that they're going to say that
Even when they lose, though, they lose in like the final game that they could lose.
Sure.
Usually.
But with Brady though, when you think of those early Super Bowls, his defense was fucking amazing back in those days.
so was Peyton Manning's this
right,
year?
but that's what I'm saying. People are going to not give Manning the
Yeah,
credit.
that's the reason this year's
Yeah.
the defense.
Right,
for
but
sure.
people are going to say, "Well, Manning only won because of his defense." We can say the same thing about Tom Brady in his earlier years when he won the Super Bowl. I mean, Tom Brady wasn't like this huge person in some of those earlier Super Bowls. It was the defense that won those.
But they had the same defense with Drew Bledsoe and never won.
Well, sure, no,
I mean, Tom Brady came in and they immediately start winning forever.
Bledsoe,
I don't think
Bledsoe
it was
played an integral role in that first Super Bowl.
No,
he
didn't.
did.
They
He won a
won.
playoff
He
game.
won a game for him.
Well, he was 1-4. They were 1-4 when Brady took over, though.
I just said he
So
played
they wouldn't have.
he played an
an
integral role.
part in them almost not making the playoffs. Yeah.
I think Brady's number one. I'm playing devil's advocate here for people who would think.
Didn't Bledsoe take him to a Super Bowl too?
Yes, and they didn't win. They got blown out.
Because it's so easy to win a Super Bowl.
I mean,
Right, that's my point. So when Brady came, he's winning Super Bowls all the time. I don't think that's just coincidental.
I want
No,
your
I'm
side
not-
with
I'm not
Brady.
arguing
I think
that.
he's the best too.
but people will shit on Manning. When Manning won the Super Bowl against the Bears, his defense was probably one of the worst defense ever to play the game, and he still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he had what? He had Hall of Fame offensive guys around him all the time. Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James.
Not when he won that Super Bowl.
Had
Edgerrin James was shit when he left the Colts.
Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. I mean,
I don't think he had Marshall Falk on his squad either.
no, Marshall
They
Falk.
did
Was,
when
no,
he fir-
when he first
started.
Well, no,
That's
during
what I'm
the
saying.
Yeah,
We're
not
talking about
the Super Bowl
run.
run. They had
The Super Bowl
fucking
run, yeah,
Dominic
but-
Rhodes
Joseph
or some
Adai.
shit.
Yeah.
Adai, yeah.
Joseph
Adai,
Adai,
yeah.
remember him?
Jeff Saturday,
This
probably a
episode's
future
dedicated
Hall of
to
Famer.
Joseph Adai.
Dallas
Yeah.
Clark.
I mean, yeah, he had some good people, but at the same time, a lot of people can make the argument that he made those players good too.
You can make the argument anything you want. I mean,
What I'm saying is, I'm right and you're wrong.
I mean,
God damn it.
no, but I
better.
think he's getting. I mean, I do think he's getting. I mean, the idea is to win the game, and that's what he did this time.
Right.
And some people are shitting on him because he didn't put up huge stats. When I think he would have been better off his whole career if he played more this way.
Yeah.
Their defense wasn't good because of how quickly he would score. You know, and
Right.
never give their defense a chance to rest.
Well, how good does your
whatever, you know.
defense have to be when you're putting up 50 points a game?
Right? No,
too?
I know. But I mean, I don't know.
Manning should have probably had.
But that's what I'm saying is, if you put Peyton Manning on a different team when he was awesome, it wouldn't be the same. You know, your defense wouldn't be the same. Like whenever when Ben Roethlisberger was winning, if Peyton Manning was on the Steelers quarterback, he'd be winning, and I don't think that's true.
What? I'm not following. I guess. Why is that?
Because he plays so different, he wouldn't be able to play the style that the Steelers want to play.
You're saying you run the ball and
Right, and play defense.
grind it out. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, maybe they would design the offense that way. I don't know. Maybe and that could be true. But I mean, Manning just.
Well, if you put Manning on those Patriot teams, you think they would have won the Super Bowl? Because that's all they do is throw. They don't run.
Curtis Martin.
Well, that's also a team that revolves around throwing the ball. So
you're done for the rest of the night. See ya.
Wouldn't you? Would Manning have succeeded?
Corey
as the
Dillon?
Patriots quarterback?
Corey Dillon. That's who I was thinking of, I think. Did Curtis Martin, he played, right?
What?
He played for the
What we're talking
Patriots.
about?
He was a Jet, wasn't he?
No, he played for the Patriots.
He was on
but
the
it was
Patriots,
before,
yeah.
but it was before Brady wasn't their quarterback.
Oh, well, you know. He was a prelude, like I said. He helped set Brady up. You guys know him.
Well, yeah, like you said.
You guys know him.
you know what I'm saying.
He's Tom Brady's mentor.
Right.
I think that you need to start lumping like a Brett Favre. Brett Favre could probably be that same, but Elway I don't think he has to be better now, considered better than Elway. And Elway's last Super Bowl, he was terrible in that Super Bowl, but he won that Super Bowl, and his numbers aren't even close to Manning's. So to me, I don't think that Elway's even in the conversation as Manning.
Okay.
I think Manning would be above Brett Favre. Personally,
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
What he broken
above Brett
all of his
Favre.
records,
Right.
and I can't remember how many Super Bowls
Favre's
does
only
Favre
won
have.
one.
One, right?
Yeah.
One Super
So
Bowl.
he's got one. He's got
Yep.
one up on him.
Right.
And if we're talking strictly Super Bowl wins, then Brady's definitely got it.
I think Brady's got it. I think Brady eventually will probably break Manning's records. He's 38 years
He
old,
keeps
though.
playing, yeah.
I mean, he's not young.
But he's not as broken down like Peyton is
Right.
either.
I
Is
think
Peyton going to retire, or does he want to extend
But-
his own records?
Yeah, I
his
mean,
own record.
He's
Yeah,
got them all.
yeah.
Tom Brady lives right though.
It does.
What,
I've
fucking
seen
models?
Giselle, he's living right.
Peyton's breaking down, and we know why.
Yeah, chicken parms, Budweiser.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
His life's going to hell.
Yeah.
Papa John's.
Right.
Papa John's all day.
Yeah.
Him and his weird Papa John's buddy.
All right, we need to take a break.
Yeah, how do you think those guys got to be friends? Cocaine, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right.
Papa Joe, he was one of the first.
Cocaine and
he was
cock.
one of the first to congratulate Peyton when he won. He was one of the first people out on the field.
We'll be right back.
Papa.
This is the Bullet Nights podcast. Joshua, why are you playing footsie with J-Dog over here?
Josh
Don't worry about it. I'm too interested in this song. Don't bother me right now.
Josh picked the music tonight.
Who was the first person to greet Peyton Manning on the field after he won?
I think it was Sir Papa John.
I don't think that's his name.
Sir Papa John. He's been knighted, evidently.
Last name.
Yeah, who knighted him?
You make some sweet-ass pizza. Let's knight that son of a bitch.
Don't you have to
Probably
be?
Sir Elton John fucking knighted him. They just give sirs out nowadays.
Don't you have to be from England to be knighted, or is that
No.
completely inaccurate?
Isn't Donald Trump knighted?
I got
Surely not.
Can you imagine him being knighted? Fucking look with a Trump sword. The fuck?
As soon as he gets knighted, he immediately tries to take over England.
Listen, you're doing this all wrong. Welcome back to the Pull the Tights podcast. I am Matt Tornado. To my right is the Danger Zone Caddy Corner of the Josher, and to my left is the Green Dog. We got a special guest tonight, the J-Dog, Jeremy Hall.
Yeah.
Bringing all kinds of wrestling knowledge to this podcast.
Hot
tonight.
damn. Plethora of knowledge over here.
We were watching the All-Star game tonight. Big game going on.
Speaking of the All-Star game, did Alundra Blaze just lose her title?
I think so. To this large, gigantic woman.
What? And these shit. And I think Jim Cornette's out there as her mouthpiece.
That's Harvey Whippleman.
Oh, like I said.
So sync it
Oh,
up.
man. I mean, Kobe for 3.
Yeah.
Wish I could
Kobe
roll out of
again?
the trailer and win a women's
Damn.
championship.
Who's that? Who's that? Gilbert Arenas out there? Right?
Making a comeback.
Isn't that it? Right? Oh, Gilbert. From deep.
00.
All right. We may be watching SummerSlam 1995.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right.
All-Star game all the way.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little wrestling tonight, fellas. We kind of touched on this a little earlier about Daniel Bryan. Did retire from wrestling. Thoughts, comments? No tears, please. Green Dog, I'm
Sad
looking at
day.
you.
I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
I like how they played that out because he came down and was trying not to. I mean, there was a lot that I didn't like about that.
You know, one thing I didn't like about it is the crowd. They kind of pissed me off. Like, they were kind of made it about them. They
Right.
looked for every time he spoke, they looked for something to chant.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Where was it at? Where
And
was that Raw at?
I mean, they had a good bit with their "That's what she said."
It was in what, Washington?
Yeah, it was in Seattle, I think.
his home, where
Okay.
he's from. That's why they just waited to announce this so that they could do it in his hometown. They've known about this for
right.
a while, I think.
I mean, it's fucked up though, like you said.
Because if he was able to come back, or if it was, he would have had a place in the Royal Rumble if he could have. You know,
Yeah.
if they didn't know anything at that time, supposedly they had to have known something.
It's-
And when he had his wife come down at the end, I thought that was really weird.
well, just because I think he brought her up and is his big moment,
Right, but I mean, it was just you know, it was weird.
And we were
to
all
me.
crying. But
Oh, was that just me?
huh?
Was that just me?
Yeah, but
Using your tears as lube.
I mean, you got to give it to. I mean, the yes movement or whatever was a huge thing.
Oh, absolutely.
in all honesty, I think he's the first fucking wrestler ever to forcibly get over. Like, they did
Right.
not want him to be over, and the crowd would not stand for it.
Well, and we briefly touched on this earlier. There's some question marks to me. The fact that he was released by several doctors to go out and wrestle, but the WWE wouldn't release him. You're probably right. He probably shouldn't be wrestling. But, I mean, if he's cleared by doctors, why can't he not wrestle? You know? Maybe liability. I don't know. But that's what goes to my point, though, with what you're saying.
Because WWE is in charge. Any other company, if he left and went to another company, they're not like the WWE, like even close. So they'll just be like, yeah, you wrestle. You wrestle every night, right? Yes. You do the dive through the ropes.
Obviously,
like, yeah.
it's the Japanese Wrestling Federation.
Exactly. No, he would definitely be going to
Outstanding.
New Japan.
Well, I got 2 words for you: Chris Benoit. If the guy's
Yeah, we
retired
want him
because of
killing
injury,
Nikki Bella.
do we want another Chris Benoit
Rebuild.
situation here?
Well, I think that's the
Exactly.
problem. I think that they're
if you got
from a
that many
liability
concussions,
standpoint.
shit's going to go down.
Right. That. I mean, yeah, I heard that
Well, I think
him
that's an
referenced
extreme
several
case.
times about that. Yeah.
Well, but I guess another thing is they won't release him from his contract to go wrestle.
Yeah, because they know as soon as he leaves, he'll be like, all right, I'll go to Ring of Honor or New Japan anywhere,
Right.
and they'll be like, yeah. No, yeah, you can wrestle. It's fine. I just can't sign here.
You
That's
wrestle
how
now.
they are. WWE is not like that
Uh-huh.
because they like you sign with WWE. I mean, they will take care of you eventually. I mean, they're different,
Right.
Now,
and I think there's
you
some.
heard what they did to Milo and Otis.
they just don't have WWE's. They don't
Right.
have their power and their money. You know, they don't.
But you don't think it's a little fishy, like a little bit?
I mean, it is just because we want to see him wrestle, and he wants to wrestle.
Well, like Danger was saying, he was self-made, you know, and the big guys didn't want him to get over because he's a small guy, you know.
I didn't even know his story. I listened to Sam Roberts' podcast earlier in the week, and he'd watched wrestling a lot because I started watching in 2012.
Uh-huh.
Is when I started watching again.
Right.
But Daniel Bryan was from 2010 in WWE on, and before that he basically created Ring of Honor. So he sort of told the story of Daniel Bryan that I didn't know. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he was an indie guy. He dominated the indies. Best wrestler on the planet, essentially. And then he got signed by WWE in 2010. They didn't know what to do with him. They just kind of had to sign him. So they signed him. So they threw him on NXT, which is this new thing. It wasn't NXT like it is now. It was a fucking reality show.
Right.
Right.
And so they put him on there. And then he did whatever. I don't know what happened. He ended up getting fired for some thing that happened. He choked somebody with a tie or something, and like they have a zero tolerance policy on that type of thing anymore.
Like legit.
Well, I don't know if it was storyline or what, but they fired him, and I guess it was a legit. They legitimately fired him as just a way to get rid of him. You know, they didn't know what to do with him, so they got rid of him. Well, even back then, the crowd, they knew that Daniel Bryan from the Indies and shit, and they chanted his name back then and got him back. They brought him back when they did the Nexus angle. At whatever pay-per-view it was, he came back, and then they didn't really do anything with him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then he started his personality slowly started coming out, and he started doing the heel thing. Because the Yes thing was originally a heel move. Because he was a bad guy, and he won the World Heavyweight Championship, and he would defend it, but he would defend it in disqualification or something, and then he'd celebrate, yes! Yeah, you know, because he's the champ, yes! And then the crowd would be like, no!
Right.
No! And then it became a thing from that point on, you know.
Well, I mean, I guess...
And then as he turned face, it became a real Yes thing.
I guess the point of it is that, you know, Vince McMahon did not want him to be any sort of...
fuck no.
That's why it makes it a little fishy, you know? Like, well...
He must have pushed Braun Strowman,
right.
for fuck's sake.
You know, he's pushing all these guys, and he's been cleared by these doctors. Multiple doctors have cleared him to wrestle. But WWE doctors won't. And I get it. I mean, there's huge liability issues with it. But have him sign a waiver or something. I don't know. He's had doctors clear him, you know? Let him wrestle. Let him fucking wrestle. Or let him have his contract.
That's the argument, because you got that, but then... And you also have the argument of, you know, a wrestler, especially like Daniel Bryan, he's a legit wrestler. He wants to wrestle no matter what. He don't give a fuck.
Uh-huh.
He wants to go out there and put on a 5-star match, and he will die in the ring doing it. And they know that.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of, I think...
I guess, yeah.
Do you let him do that and go out there and kill himself and be in a wheelchair, or Chris Benoit's family 5 years down the road? I mean, yeah, anything could happen.
Right, that's true. My point, I guess, too, is that they might not be to that top level. Maybe WWF is trying to sweep it under the rug because they don't want Dana Bryan to be their face of the company. That leads me to my next point, though. I feel like WrestleMania this year could be the worst WrestleMania ever. What the fuck are they going to do? What the fuck is the main event? What are they? I mean, what are even their matches?
If they keep pushing what they're playing, it's gonna suck, because they're probably gonna have Roman Reigns walk out the champ to a chorus of boos as a babyface.
Right. No one wants to see that.
Why is he not a heel? He would be a fantastic heel right now, because people hate him. Legitimately.
I don't know. Do you think this? What do you think, Green Dog, about the WrestleMania situation?
Well, from what I've read about that like Goldberg could be coming back for a match. Kurt Angle,
right?
One of the Hardys. I think. It's Jeff.
They're trying to pull out all the stuff.
So I don't think they're going to make it to where it's going to. I think it'll be something cool to watch. It's not. But then you also hear, like, Braun Strowman versus the Undertaker.
Yeah, that was a match that we're going to push.
Yeah.
They've since pulled that because it's got out. And people are like,
that?
"What the fuck?"
Who would want to watch that?
But they're still apparently going to push Braun Strowman.
The problem is
Braun Strowman.
Undertaker's doing work in the SummerSlam right now.
We're watching the
your
NBA All-Star
product
game.
isn't that great, though, when you're going to have your biggest show and you can't use the people in your product.
Exactly.
You've got to go outside to bring people in so people will watch it. That's the big issue.
Who's AJ Styles going to be fighting? You know who he's lining up?
Hopefully,
yeah.
We don't know if he's even wrestling at fucking Fastlane, or is he?
I don't know.
He
I know he fought the Miz at SmackDown.
He's
here
wrestling,
recently.
I think, Chris Jericho probably. They're doing an angle. Chris Jericho beat him.
Why is Shinsuke Nakamura not being brought into WWE?
And you know what? I kind of get... no, this whole... I'm all gone off on AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. It's a little angle they're doing right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand. I kind of do because, it's like, it's parody. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho's, they're kind of equals almost.
Right.
But at the same time, what the fuck does 43-year-old part-time wrestler Chris Jericho get from beating newcomer, hot fucking thing right now, AJ Styles?
Well, I mean, you're going to have AJ Styles win that match, I think, if you're doing a WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, no, Chris Jericho just beat him on SmackDown.
Well, right. No, well, didn't he fight The Miz on SmackDown? He fought Jericho on Raw, right?
He fought Chris Jericho on SmackDown once.
Wrestling podcast.
Or maybe it was Raw. Anyway, beat him. And then they worked this angle for like the next week or so. It was their big rematch.
Uh-huh.
It was classic pro wrestling booking, and it was probably the hottest thing they've had going. And it was just a simple wrestling
Yeah, because
match.
Jericho announced that.
Yeah. It was just Jericho versus AJ Styles, a wrestling match.
Right.
It wasn't 20 minutes of talking and convoluted fucking angles. It
Uh-huh.
was just a wrestling match.
Right.
I think they should do AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. I what they're doing with Dean Ambrose
Be a great
is
match.
stupid.
He's a loose
Just
cannon.
having him come down and have Brock Lesnar kick the shit out of him.
That's getting him over,
Yeah,
though.
I
I mean,
know, but it's
he's
just
so much more over than Roman Reigns is.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they're having to do it. If they like you, they want Brock to stay a heel. If they put Brock against Roman, Brock's going to turn into the face because everybody hates
Same
Roman
thing with
Reigns.
Dean against Roman. Roman
Right.
Reigns is in a no-win situation right now with the triple threat match. That's why.
But he's probably going to win.
Yeah, he's the only one that can win it.
he's got to turn heel. I think they're gonna.
Vinnie Mac's not going to let that happen.
Oh, he's so stubborn. What a fucking asshole.
Which leads you to my next point. Sonny's porn is out.
What's that fat bastard Kevin Owens doing?
Exactly.
I thought you were going to say the fat bastard Sonny.
He's just
And it
being
would have been
awesome.
accurate.
He's toiling in a feud with Dolph Ziggler right now. For exactly, yeah, they don't know what.
The only reason he said that is that he could be a sound bit for the intro.
They should put him. He should be the one.
The
that,
Joshers.
All about Kevin Owens. What's he?
They should put Kevin Owens against the Undertaker. I think.
Yeah, that'd be a great match.
Yeah.
It just because Kevin Owens
Right.
puts on good matches always.
And I mean, if you want to, Kevin Owens is a guy still kind of coming up and coming. You can get him over by having him in a great match with the Undertaker. It'll give him more notoriety, because it's the Undertaker.
Yeah,
But hey, I'm not a writer for WWE.
writers. There shouldn't be writers. There should be bookers. There should
Speaking
be
of,
a
I'm,
booker.
I'm starting a feud with Vince Russo.
How good
A legit
on
one.
social media.
Yes.
Good.
What are you gonna,
I'll tag your
Twitter is.
shit. I'll tag your shit to Jim Cornette. They're mortal enemies.
Fucking kidding
No,
me?
I got us on to Vince Russo's wrestling forum,
Nice.
and he is such an asshole. I don't want to get kicked off the site because I think we're getting a kind
What's
of a
his
decent
name? Is it Ballyhoo something?
on this
site?
one, he's just Vince Russo. No, it's like It's like Wrestling Underground Elite or something.
Okay.
But
Sounds
it's
like
legit.
some
Him,
skeevy Vince Russo
everybody
would do.
will say, he'll get on there and be such a dumbass, and everybody will be like, "This can't be Vince Russo," And then he'll show a picture of him holding up the date, time, and everything. He's like, "It's me, motherfucker," And I wanted, but he's like the administrator of the group, and I know he'll kick me
So
out.
if you say anything, he'll
right?
kick you
Yeah,
out.
yes. And I'm trying to promote the podcast there.
That's genius, Vince.
So we love you, Vince, until I
awesome.
turn on.
Get on his good side on the website, like you're all pro him, but then actually on our podcast where you shit on him, and we'll see if he actually listens. If you get blocked,
Huh? So have you seen
Ironclad
this?
strategy.
Have you seen this pornography with Sonny in it, Green Dog?
Of course.
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen about 2.5 minutes of it.
You've been waiting
That's all it took, huh?
That's all it took, buddy.
for months.
I was ready.
Oh yeah, I was checking to see if it came out
Did,
forever.
did it live up to your expectations?
Oh my god, it's the worst thing I've ever. I mean, it's. She's not as attractive as anyone that I've almost slept with.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah, you're just nodding in agreement.
No, it's true. It's sad because Sonny is
Right,
literally
she used to be one of the hottest-
the absolute, maybe the hottest.
Right.
If we're going to do a list, she might be number one as the
Oh.
sexiest, hottest
Right.
fucking
What's the list topic?
woman.
Ever?
I don't know. I'm not going to call them fucking divas.
The
Fucking-
woman ever to live?
Isn't that what you're supposed
Yeah,
to call it?
yeah. The holes in WWE.
This dirty cunt.
Yeah, she was the hottest hole in WWE.
Hottest slut there.
But I mean,
Amazing.
they said that the reason why there was this big delay on the porn coming out was because she was getting into shape for it.
I haven't
If
seen
that
it.
is her in shape,
no shit, I hate
would
to see her
hate
before.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, for the
How
love
old
of
is she?
God, 52.
I mean, come on. She looked okay for 52.
She's 52. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think she is 52. I feel like she's in her 40s.
It's like 38. I don't know, 52.
We'll say 52.
Like the older ladies. Let's go. Come on. 52.
No, but I mean, isn't
It doesn't matter
Like,
how damn
right.
old she was. She
Is
looked
it-
terrific.
So, J-Dog, you've seen this video, huh?
It's about 5 minutes of it.
Wow, how are we getting your marathon, man?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Double my time.
Well, hey, what was your time, Danger? I don't know.
2.5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, mine was 10.
Oh goddamn! I couldn't get through much of it. It was.
I mean,
bad. Well, the first 2 minutes are the credits and the sweet wrestling
Right.
The introduction she
She has
has.
to be introed
First of all,
What
properly.
we've all been waiting for.
Were
Fat Sonny, back door.
were you sitting there in your pea jacket watching this?
Watching the credits go as he lights the candles.
Hey, Mandy, come check this out.
I gotta have ambiance.
It's Sonny.
I told you Sonny was gonna be on here.
But I can't believe Vivid put her on. Put that on. I mean, I guess it gives them.
They put on China.
They get some buzz. China is 100 times better looking than this person.
At least China did it when she was in her prime.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, I
Did
always
Sonny do
wondered-
anal?
Oh, she does it all.
Yeah.
Who was the male actor? Hulk Hogan?
ATM.
No, it's. I don't know who the guy is.
Were they dressed up in wrestling garb? What was
Joke.
it?
I know.
What was,
No, it was very half-assed.
what was the storyline?
There was.
There is no storyline.
I think
really.
one guy wanted to have sex with her, and then that happened.
And he did. End.
Yeah.
Fade
I mean,
to black.
they stuck.
No,
believe me, they
right.
stuck to the storyline very well.
Did not waver.
Like I was never confused as to what the storyline. was.
Right? Yeah. I
few
knew what I was
plots
watching the whole time. Believe me.
I could tell the ending
But
from
if you
the
want
start.
to, if you want to look it up, it's called Sunny Side Up.
What? Well, that doesn't even make sense.
If that's the sunny side.
Yeah. But yeah, it's disappointing. I mean,
Sounds like a good
I mean,
breakfast flick.
It was disappointing to me.
Right?
He's working on his sound bites.
I almost.
Entire podcast.
Good. That was good, right?
What do you think?
All right.
I mean, I don't think I would have
Cocaine
sex
and
with her.
cocks.
You need to put that on the sound bite. Just randomly J-Dog shouting that.
Yeah, it'd be right after. Yeah. Cocaine and cocks. Shut up.
All right, we need to take a break. This is the Full of Times podcast. Cocaine and cocks! Yeah! Woo! What is this? This is Invincible Touch by Scott Stapp.
Closing with this, so we'll hear the entire song.
You get to hear it at the end. It's an app song for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Typical third set of the podcast.
Valentine's Day.
We're
I
all
was definitely feeling the invisible touch on Valentine's Day.
She'll grab right in for you.
Sums up your Valentine's Day invisible touch.
Did you have your classic bottle of wine, Green Dog?
I did.
Is that
I
waiting
did
for you
that.
at home?
I did it on Friday.
See, you
Then
made time
Saturday
for
morning.
it.
Right. Yeah. I did a couple bottles of wine Friday night.
What wine did you get?
Cherry.
Bottle of red and a
French
bottle of
lick.
white.
Oh, yeah.
That's classy.
I did have
He's
a little bit of
classy
white.
broad.
I did have a little bit of white though too, at my buddy's house.
So you were celebrating with other people this year.
Well, no, I hit it pretty. I've been burning the candle at both ends for the past few days.
What's new?
Well, I mean, a little bit harder than I usually do.
He's drinking up to kill two small ones.
I mean, Thursday night I had a pretty long night, and then when I woke up Friday, a buddy of mine that I hadn't hung out with in a while wanted to have some beers, and it was noon, so I thought, why not?
I got a better
What
do.
the hell?
You know, it's the next thing I know.
It's Sunday.
Here we
We're
are.
sitting at the table.
Welcome back to the Full Times Podcast. I am Matthew Tornado. To my right is Giant Danger. County Quarters of Jobster. To my left is the Green Dog, and special guest tonight is the J-Dog. Jeremy Hall.
Draymond Green. Oh,
A lot of dogs on the
nailed
table.
it.
We were watching the All-Star game 2016, syncing up. Draymond Green just hit a three. Was it a three they just hit?
It was worth 3 points. So whatever that
3
means.
points.
Scores about 150 to 180.
Is it? It's a pretty impressive score.
God damn.
So we got that going for us. We do have a big guest back on the show. Not a guest, really. Character, if you will.
Who's that?
Can you fucking do anything?
Yeah, I know. I can feel you looking at me.
When I
damn
tell
it.
you to perform, you
Fucking dance! Do it! The ref is the name of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
As if anyone cares.
I mean, boo.
I thought Powell would do a better job of screening our emails, but apparently he let this one slip through the cracks.
Yeah, not
the
shocking.
one we got, I let slip through the cracks. Of
You
course.
fucking dick.
That new fan email's not panning out for us.
We got a lot of Facebook emails from our new friends on Facebook.
By the way, the actual score of the All-Star game right now,
180, 150.
8-2.
Did it just start?
Damn it! We've been watching it the whole time.
Must be last year's
this
All-Star game.
must be.
It was a fucking shoot around Draymond Green.
Where did we get 180 to 150 then?
I didn't think they played in those shoot around jumper things.
And if it ended right now, Paul George would be the MVP because he's got 6 in the race.
Oh, good for him.
Nice.
Hot damn.
I like Paul George. He's a nice guy.
There's the
PG.
serious update.
Hey, PG-13.
Damn right.
All right. You guys want to hear this email? It's very short, surprisingly. Usually the ref's very long-winded. I'll take from your dead silence that, yes, you want to hear the email. I will proceed.
Yes, please.
I mean, if I said no, are you not going to read it?
No, I'm definitely going to still read it. Tornado in danger.
When I was at
That's
the
us.
production meeting, I saw ref email on there.
I didn't make this meeting. Is it just-
Because we have a production meeting.
That consisted of him stealing your phone, I think.
God damn it.
Tornado in danger. You guys are the greatest tag team since J&G and the Josher. Apparently, you guys are a tag team now.
Nice.
It's a pretty solid comparison.
Has he seen the upcoming sizzle reel or what?
Happy Black History Month and Valentine's Day. Thanks, Ref. Does J&G really drink wine and masturbate with his tears on this day? Green Dog?
I have before. It's not like, I mean, that just happened organically.
Not what the ref's saying.
It's not something that I prepare myself to do every
You don't pencil that
Right,
in.
yeah.
Valentine's Day.
There was one Valentine's Day
Masturbate
where
with tears.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did it. Yes.
I know this topic has been discussed before, but I've unfortunately listened to way too many of your podcasts, and I can't recall. J&G source that claims Dwight Freeney is gay was state runner-up wrestler in 1999 for Lawrence North Wrestling Podcast. Who's that?
What?
Is this
Who's
this an inside joke?
Huh?
What? I don't understand what that means.
Were you listening?
I'm laughing at his text ringtone.
Who the fuck is state runner-up wrestler in 1999 from Lawrence North? Pal, get on top
Nick
of this.
Hardwick.
Was he really?
I guess that's who,
Green Dog Source.
yeah, that is my source.
Well, then he goes on to say, rest in peace, Kevin Randleman.
yeah, that.
Yeah, he
that
just
was,
died.
He just died.
Who, should I know who this is?
UFC heavyweight original.
What
And
happened to him?
He was a good real wrestler, fake real wrestler. You know,
93.
the guy-
He was the Bobby Lashley of early
Right,
UFC.
yeah.
Well, he goes on to say 93 and 94 national champion for the Buckeyes Wrestling Podcast. Was he in
Right,
that?
he's the ref's missing. This isn't a singlet wrestling.
Yeah, we do the real shit.
Yeah, you're right,
Professional
yeah.
wrestling.
We're talking professional wrestling, not his grab ass.
Fox catcher.
Singlet shit.
Not your Fox catcher.
Yeah, it's like grab at point.
Reversal.
Oh yeah, you win. Points.
What, is Norm MacDonald repping this game?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, says here.
Guy's fucking hardcore.
Hey, you got
Invite
more
that son of a
points,
bitch on here.
Brock Lesnar is the best ever. Common sense. I don't even know what he's talking about now.
Thomas Paine.
And
Common
what?
Sense.
I don't. It just says ever, best
The
ever.
best.
He's a fucking giant man.
Right.
I feel like I can take Brock Lesnar.
Well, I don't think I could take him in a fight, but if we were just going best ever, I could be better than him. I don't know what that entails. but I think I'd be right in the
Are you
running.
thinking
Best ever.
best wrestler ever? Is that what this guy's saying?
No,
Like singlet wrestler ever? Is he just? He's talking a lot about the real wrestling.
best ever
Okay,
at life.
I guess just waking up.
Best ever to
Nailed
botch a shooting star press.
Yeah, he couldn't even beat what was that? Diverticulitis or whatever.
Yeah, diverted,
Queer.
diverted testicularitis.
Yeah, he couldn't beat that shit.
He couldn't even
get
say
the hell out of the hospital bed, could you?
diverted testicularitis
That's not a real thing.
is what he had.
That's not real. It's not even close to a real thing.
Couldn't escape
He was
that
the best
fucking
at having
ankle
it,
lock
though.
either.
I was watching a shoot interview with Kurt Angle. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. Talking about him and Lesnar wrestling in the ring. Actually, the bullshit wrestling the refs talking about.
Yeah.
And how Kurt Angle got the better of him. That's a real thing.
Kurt Angle. You know how many stories of Mr. Perfect got the better of Brock Lesnar on the famous
I believe it.
Flight from Hell. There's all the eyewitnesses say that. That's
Right.
what the eyewitnesses say. The big Flight from Hell back from
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, Brock Lesnar then apparently isn't the best ever.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes in that.
Rumor Mill. He's got a separate section called Rumor Mill.
P.S.
Danger was a Republican when he had hair. Is this true, Danger?
Just fucking angry.
You know, it's been so long. I can't remember my hair days. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
But I loved Ronald Reagan.
If your hair was as lovely as that sweet beard, I'm sorry I missed it.
Tornado's middle brother is gay.
All right.
Fun fact. Second point to that, the Josher is also gay.
So
I don't know how to come back to that.
he said it twice.
J&G is a closet Packers fan.
I think I'd rather be gay.
Josh wins in that scenario, right?
Yeah.
Like I always say, you can't get an STD if you really don't want one.
That's true.
Happy V-Day, the ref.
You got to try. You got to search that shit out. He's right. Props.
No, that's not right, J-Dog.
Oh, you.
Stop misinforming people.
Oh, sorry. I got all mine by accident, so I don't know what he's talking about.
The only way you can get a venereal disease is if you really want one.
Yeah, I actually have always said that.
There is some truth to that. In all honesty, there is some truth to that.
I mean-
Because you fucking know what you're getting into.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh, am I going to choose to go in balls deep on this or not?
You know they're dirty at last call.
Right.
But that's a bitch I'm taking home.
Hey, where'd you meet him? Exactly. Question answered.
Oh, God. I don't know if you guys have seen this, heard about this. The O.J. Simpson show that's been out on FX.
I heard it was great.
It's pretty
is
good.
good.
There's only been a couple episodes that are out. Stars Cuba Gooding Jr., John
I heard
Travolta.
O.J. Simpson needs to be shown the money.
God damn right.
The one thing I do
That's
love
not
though, is
accurate.
Cuba Gooding Jr. does a really good job of like mannerisms and stuff, but
Oh, yeah.
he
looks nothing like O.J.
the
Simpson.
faces look nothing alike. But like on the family photos in the house and stuff, it's like OJ's body with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s face on it.
Yeah, this
And
monster.
They had like
Some
a,
sweet Photoshop.
when they showed up to his house, like the cops, there was a big statue of OJ, but it's Cuba Gooding Jr.
How much
I
money
mean,
do you think they
it was
spent on that?
great. It was
He's like 6 inches
What
smaller.
network is this on?
FX.
FX. All right.
Yes.
What days? Do you guys know? I've seen it advertised, but
Tuesday.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's on
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Tuesday, 10 p.m.
But you said there was one show
Barely watch
dedicated
it.
to just the Bronco chase?
Right.
Yeah.
The whole goddamn
Right.
episode?
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it was
Is-
good?
Yeah, it was
Pretty good.
good.
Sounds boring
Yeah.
as shit.
But it got me thinking. We had a discussion about Stephen Avery, right?
Innocent.
And we had our mixed emotions on that. and that you can legitimately think that he might not have done it. Have you seen Steve Avery?
No.
Still not seen anything.
He refuses.
But I have very, very strong opinions on it.
Well, then you're just like everybody
So does
else.
everyone. Yes. Doesn't matter.
With OJ, however, there is no in between on that guy.
He's innocent, obviously.
Yeah.
He clearly killed this
The
moment.
glove doesn't fit, man.
Yeah,
God
I don't know.
damn you.
It didn't fit his hand too well. So I don't think he did it.
I mean, the evidence against him is substantial.
And then the other side, there's like a
Later
glove
wrote a
laying
book
there.
saying, if I did do this,
I did
this
it.
is how I would have done it. I mean, yeah, he did it.
There is no doubt that he did it.
Well, have you heard the conspiracy theory about his son? Thinking his son might have done it?
Wasn't his son like 4 years old?
His son was like a
Cold-blooded
chef
killer.
and had access to chef's knives.
How old
and
was his son at the time?
I don't fucking remember.
Damn it,
On the
J-Dog.
show,
I'm just bringing it up, see if anybody else has heard it, because somebody's got to have more information than me.
on the show,
But that was just recently that I heard, because this show's
Right.
coming out, so
Well,
I heard that on the radio or something.
on
where
the show, the
he
guy
had
who-
an older son.
the guy
Okay.
who plays his son on the show is roughly 1920.
Yeah, 20. And Nicole and Brown Simpson's head was literally chopped off by
it
a
was.
butcher
A chef's
knife.
knife
Yeah,
could've
exactly.
done that.
Was it boneless?
Filleted.
What?
And I,
It's a chef.
That doesn't even make sense.
Chef jokes.
like a couple, it's hilarious to me too. Like they make a mockery of the Kardashians pretty much.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when that dude's on TV, like giving the speech, they just cut to the Kardashians' living room with Courtney and
Yeah, like he doesn't watch it.
Yeah, he's
I don't know Rob, right?
Those girls.
Courtney and Lamar.
The girls with the eyebrows.
He's reading a suicide note. The dad is, and they're all excited. Like, look, Dad's on TV.
Cheering this
Kardashians. Kardashians. I mean, that's exactly.
This is how we start to get famous for fucking nothing.
Yeah. That is pretty much what they did. I mean, it was, and the dude who lived in his,
Kato,
yeah,
Kato.
like when they come in to talk to him the first
Who
time.
plays Kato?
I don't know.
Steve
I don't know.
Buscemi.
But he's like he's all high on drugs, and he's like,
Does Peyton Manning play Kato?
no, he doesn't have the hair for it.
Oh, shit. Well, this got me thinking about people when they die, because OJ's on death's doorstep. We can all agree on that. When this man dies, because remember on the last episode they were showing homages to O.J. Simpson, right?
Right.
And it was all about his football career and how great he was as a football player. He murdered his family.
Nobody's gonna remember that shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's
How
gonna
many
remember
yards
his
per
football
game
shit.
did he have?
You're right. Why do they, when someone dies, it's just immediately, oh, this guy needs to be put on this pedestal. The dude murdered his wife and an innocent man. Why would
He's
you?
innocent.
Why would you put like an homage to get like when Charles Manson dies? They're gonna probably just talk about how his missed folk career didn't get take off. You know,
His what career?
instead of him murdering
hell of a
innocent
leader.
people. You know,
He followed
You
through
don't.
his plans.
You don't slam people during their damn funeral, though.
Right. And
You
plus,
can't do
to be
that.
fair,
yes, you can.
Charles Manson never hit the hole like that.
Remind me not to invite you to my funeral.
Charles Manson.
You didn't murder your
couldn't catch a
family.
swing
At least not
pass
yet.
out.
Well,
As soon as
We
that
still
hole
got
was
time.
open, he was 3 yards deep. And that's why he's the juice.
I mean, yeah, Charles Manson isn't picking up a blitz package.
that's right.
That's exactly why.
He's not having a 1,000-yard season, so nobody gives a shit about
Yeah.
Charles Manson.
Yeah. Yeah, how many 1,000-yard
Charles.
seasons did Manson have?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, look that up.
Right. Where's his Heisman trophy?
Well, where's OJ? He had to auction it off to pay his attorney
Well, he
bills.
sold to somebody.
We're not sure where the hell that's at.
Does anyone else find that weird?
Is the Heisman Trophy even worth fucking anything?
I don't think they're
Look
going.
at the people that win it.
I don't think that they will.
They don't
do
give a
that.
shit.
I think it'll be too touchy of a. I think they'll just put the picture up that says Orenthal James. What a 1949 to yesterday.
Yeah. It's within there.
Just say yesterday.
and that'll be it. I don't think that they're going to give him some big homecoming as a football star.
I bet you they do.
I don't think they
no.
will. Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to. I know what you're saying. But they don't do it on. I mean, it's one thing if you're Darryl Strawberry and they show you hitting home runs when you've been a drug addict your whole life.
Right.
It's another thing when you murder two people. And then got away with it and couldn't even keep yourself. I mean, you went back to jail.
If I did it.
Yeah, it shows you in jail writing a book as to how you did what you just got in jail for.
If I were to do it, this is exactly how it would have went down.
Well, then the Goldmans or whatever got the rights to that book because for money purposes.
Right.
So then they released it as his confession, like as a confession from him.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I mean? So it was a big. I don't know.
That man.
I love too when he comes back into the house after he's done with the Bronco chase. He's like, "Will someone just get me some orange juice?"
What? That was a writer. That was creative.
He said that, Danger.
He asked for some OJ. The OJ asked for some OJ.
The juice.
What else do you want after a cop chase? Come on.
He was contemplating death for hours. Then he gets out of the vehicle and he's apologizing to the cop.
Right.
I'm sorry that you're here.
Makes a man thirsty, even considering suicide.
John Travolta's great.
Reminds me, can I have some more water?
John Travolta's great in everything.
What does he do? He's like
He's,
Kardashian. Does he play Kardashian?
No, he's the head, the Shapiro guy.
David Schwimmer plays
The
Kardashian.
Kardashian. Rachel?
Yes. God, you haven't seen SNL yet.
what?
Any
The,
Armenian?
What's her name plays Rachel from Friends on SNL Update. She's
Who?
like, yeah,
I was talking about SNL earlier.
yeah, she just does these Rachel fucking.
Is it Cecily Strong?
No, it's my girl.
You're going to have to narrow that down.
yeah,
She looks.
You never say
Melissa
that.
McCarthy.
Who is it?
Is it the fat one? That's McCarthy.
Thayer? No, Vanessa
the fat
Bayer.
one. I'm sure she's happy.
Vanessa
with
Bayer.
it.
Oh, Vanessa Bayer, yeah.
She's skinnier now.
She's awesome.
That's your girl? Out of all the SNL chicks, you pick her.
I like her.
She's kind of weird.
Yeah, she's
You like the weird shit.
JD
She
does,
reminds me of
JD.
Shannon Sanchez.
Have you watched SNL at all?
No,
All right.
Alrighty.
I haven't watched it since they kicked off Will Ferrell.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, I haven't watched this Eddie Murphy.
I've watched
Since
this
Chevy
since
left, it's never
79.
been the same. Fuck those
Exactly,
guys.
I mean, out of all the chicks, I think Vanessa Bayer's a little bit of a reach. No,
I like Vanessa Bayer.
What do you think? You like she?
I'm not saying she's my number one.
There is off the top of my head now. That's
She's the one that's got a little bit of an overbite.
Yeah.
the power of my phone. I'll find her.
Yeah, gotta dig me a little bit overbite.
Talk about yourselves. I'll find.
Well, we probably should wrap this up. Danger.
I tell you what, I don't dig.
Uh-huh.
Don't not dig an overbite. Don't dig
All right.
one of those.
Thanks.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, the
How
chick
drunk
plays
are
a
you?
little boy all the time.
the old double
That's
negative.
kind of weird.
Oh, she plays the Jewish boy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That's why he's into her.
I feel the burn, fellas, and I feel it deep.
We couldn't go an episode without hearing that.
All right, Danger. Where can you find us? Tell us where you can find us. Finally, for one time.
You go to BernieSanders.com and you sign up.
Fucking crazy.
What are you signing up at PrettySanders.com?
You sign up
Sign up to be
You
a
just
fucking
sign up and-
Kool-Aid drinker,
and-
crazy ass.
and mention Pull the Tides podcast.
Sign up at Mission
J Dog's a Bernie Sanders fan, obviously.
You sign up for PrettySanders.com for no reason.
Do that first.
Just sign up. Yes,
All right.
that's our website, right?
It's not our website. Pull the Tides Podcast.
I've made a mistake then, fellas.
Yeah, what podcast have I been linking
Yeah.
up to on
Yeah.
BernieSanders.com? That's not us.
That's on me.
I could be wrong, but I don't think it is.
Damn it.
PullTidesPodcast.com. It's our website. Check it out. You can find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PullTidesPodcast. And you can find us on our Twitter handle @PullTheTides. If you want to email us, J-Dog, where do you email us?
I don't.
You fucking dick!
Fan mail
At
PulletizedPodcast.com.
.com.
Yeah.
I
Jay-
did that 2 weeks ago.
J-Dog, thank you for coming tonight.
No problem, man.
You're a fucking dick, though. I don't like you.
Yeah, well, I guess you won't have me back. I had a great time.
Shit, this
Thank you.
guy's coming back every week.
With his catchphrases,
J-Dog fucking killed it this week.
cocaine and cock!
Cocaine and cock.
Yes.
All right.
Found the name of the show.
All right.
Cocaine and Cox and All-Star Game 2016.
Was that Draymond Green out there?
Again?
All right, we'll catch you next week. Hey, Danger, you got anything to say to that?
Steph Curry out for the season.
I Yep.
Just say